So it's Wednesday the 23rd of June. I'm up at farm 2. I've just been spraying these spring oats. Variety on these is Isabel, and they're looking alright. They're fully out in here now. I've just sprayed them with the last dose of fungicide, and that's it. Now all they need is lots of sunshine. We've had over 50 mil rain since we made the hay. Yeah, since we made the hay, we've had over 50 mil of rain. So yeah, well, like I say, all they need now is sunshine. I'm just going to run some clean water through this sprayer, and then I'll head back home and get on with something else. We've been carrying on with some more grain stores, things like that this week. Nothing very exciting. But we're coming to the end of the spraying season now. Like I said, that was the last dose of fungicide going on there. All the winter crops are finished spraying, and I've still got more spring oats to spray, but these are the earliest ones, and I've got to wait until they're all fully out in head. We'll have a look at the winter barley next. So this is the 6th row winter barley. Looks like it's all still stood up after the rain, which is good. So you can see some bits of it, or quite a lot of it actually, is all starting to turn. It's just starting to change colour from its green, and it's all basically dying, really. Dying and ripening. There's a whole lot of nice plump grains on there, so we're looking forward to see what it yields. It's a nice spot up here. The winter barley will be the first crop that we harvest, and I'm thinking about a month, probably around the 20th of July, and we'll be going out there with the combine. We'll have a quick look at the wheat, well, some of the wheat before we go. But these flowers are looking good. Look, that is a strip especially planted just for butterflies and bees. And you can see a butterfly right there. Look, can you see him? The variety of this wheat is the Zayat. You can see we've got some patches on the headland which is on the really heavy soil, and it just sort of led wet in the winter. It'll probably be another 6 to 8 weeks before this is ripe. So yeah, this has got quite a lot of ripening to do, but the big old heads, big old ear of wheat on there, so it'll be interesting to see how the Zayat compares to the Graham. Right, I'm back at farm 1 now. Just having a look at this spring wheat. None of the other spring oats are ready to spray yet. They're only like half out in head. But this wheat is coming out in here. I've got to spray this as well, to be honest. It's looking alright. What have we got? Like 5 tillers to a plant. And each one's got an ear of wheat on it. Looking good. This is giraffe, is the variety of this. It's Wednesday evening. I'm videoing on my phone because I left my camera at home. I didn't think, I've come up to farm 2. I thought there'll be nothing to video up here, I don't need the camera. It's surprising how much narrower the angle is coming from a phone camera than what the action camera is. So what I'm doing is Wednesday evening, and I've come up here in my own time to come and get these oak rings. I was going to take them home. I did have to bring the pallet forks back, so I thought I'll bring the pallet forks up in the 3350 pallet forks up in the bucket, and then take these logs home. And it seems that this tree doesn't want to live anymore. because another bough has fallen down. It was only 6 days ago we cut that one down, and I guess it must have been all that rain we had last week that's brought it down. That is the reason why we cut that one down, because we thought as soon as it gets wet, it'll be coming down. So yeah, looks like we got another tree branch to clear up. At least it's nice and flat on the floor, but it literally is like, I don't know how well you can see how big it is on the camera, but if I pace it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 paces long. Fuck, it didn't fall down on top of me when I was cutting the other one. But the poor old oak tree obviously doesn't want to, it's sort of giving up a bit. We've had a few like this on the farm, a few old oak trees dying or starting to drop their limbs. I blame the drought in 2018. Anyway, what I'm going to do right now for the next 10 minutes is put all these in the bucket. Right, I've got my logs loaded up. We're going to go for a trip back up the road. We'll take them home and put them in the dry. And we'll come back next week and sort that out. It's so narrow. I don't know how people use their phones for videoing. Such a narrow lens. So this shed in here is the last one that I've got to clean out. All the others are done now. And this is the feed barley shed, where the feed barley gets stored, and they use this barley, well, they use some of this barley to, it goes through the roller mill and feed it to the beef cattle. So what I'm doing is just loading up the bit that's left in the back of the shed, putting it in the grain trailers so I can clean the shed out. And then we've got to spray all the sheds with insecticide to kill any little bugs that might be living in the grain stores, because we don't want bugs. We don't want beetles or weevils or things like that. So yeah, well, and then once it's been sprayed, I'll try not to spill the barley on the floor. Once the stores have been sprayed, I'll probably tip this barley back in the shed again. Then that'll be it then. All the stores will be done, ready for harvest. And then the next sort of couple of biggest jobs to get done before we start harvest is all the grass margins around the outsides of the fields. We want topping, and I will also put the hedge cutter on, and I've got to go and trim loads of grass verges because they're all going crazy and the council don't seem to be doing anything about them. And gateways as well, going into fields. We're allowed to trim hedges going into fields basically, and also any dangerous bits of road. We're allowed to cut the hedges there as well. So yeah, that's the couple of jobs to do before we start harvest. The combine's pretty much ready to go. I'll get it out in the yard and give it a run and run through calibrations before we start combining. So it's just a bit of a short video for tonight, but hopefully you've still enjoyed it. That's the other thing we've got to do next week, is go and sort out that tree limb what's fallen down on the back track. But if you're interested in seeing a bit more of what I'm doing on the farm between videos, and also support the channel financially, you can follow me on Patreon. You can follow me on there, and yeah, you get early access to YouTube videos. I put loads of photographs on there and bits of video that don't make it to the YouTube videos and things like that. So yeah, if you want to support the channel, go and look me up on Patreon, or look up the channel on Patreon, and give us a follow. So what's going on here is basically, last week somebody was using these pallet forks. They're the pallet forks off the trimmer loader on the 3350. But we put them on. We used the adapter and put them on the JCB to break up some tarmac planings in a heap of tarmac, and basically ripped off the front of the adapter and pulled the eyes off, which the locking pins go into. So what I'm doing there is just cleaning them up and going to weld them back on again, and then I shall take them back to the 3350. Right, so for the last several months I've been using this 18 volt Gen 1. It is a fuel rapid stop 115mm grinder. Been getting on really well with it, absolutely no problems at all. But now we've got the Gen 2 115mm grinder, so I'm going to give you a quick look around that. So on this Gen 1 I've been running a 5 amp hour 18 volt battery, but now with the new one it comes with 5.5 amp hour batteries. We get cutting and grinding guards. So the Gen 2 ranges from 115mm to 230mm on an 18 volt battery, and this one is actually the 125mm, not the 110, what I've been using before. So the Gen 1 it had a 1000 watt motor, and this Gen 2 now has 1200 watts. And so it has more power. Do that up. It also has the one key application, whereas the Gen 1 did not. And also I do believe that you can still get the quick nut. You can still buy them separately. That one did come with this grinder, but you can still get them separately to add on to this. So the Gen 2 has 20% more power, faster cutting, larger range with a 5.5 amp hour battery, and extra cutting guards as well. So the Gen 2 is variable speed and extremely quick at stopping in under 2 seconds. I can show you that now. I'm going to show you that compared to the Gen 1. They've both got cutting discs on. I'll just quickly show you how these guards fit on. Look, they slot on there like that. There's a button. We push that in, and then we can twist it around to whatever angle we want. And that clicks in. Then we want that on there. We put our cutting disc or our grinding disc on, and then I've got the quick nut off the Gen 1 just to show you that that does fit. There we are. Put that one on there, and then that is it. Right. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you're new to the channel, if this is the first video you've watched, maybe, be sure to check out all my other videos and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.